Good morning and welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody who might be new here, we typically do is go over crypto news in the space or news in general. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the house. Sorry I started a little bit later than usual today. All set. What's up, dude? Good to see you. We have Chris Hanley. Good morning, sir. Tim I am Crypto. Let's see, Mr. Black Hat Team. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let's see, Dakota Miners in the house. We have Joseph. Let's see, Rude Puts. What's up, man? Good to see you. Crypto KJ. Good morning, sir. Everybody else I may have missed, I apologize. Mike the Miner and Galaxy. Actually, I just saw you guys, so good to see you. Let's get into this. Bitcoin 61,704 bucks. Everything's looking much better than it was the last couple days, right? We've been floating around the $60,000 mark. At least we're over 61 now, kind of holding that pretty steady. Actually, Solana's looking really good. Ethereum's at 34.45. Solana's at 147. We got XRP at 47 cents. Caspa has been absolutely killing it. 17 cents, up 9.97% on the day. That's amazing. We have LTC at 72 bucks. ETC's at 23.84. Not too bad, not too bad. TRX is down a bit to 12 cents. ICP is down to $8.22. Nothing else really jumping out at me, but things are looking fantastic for Caspa and Solana actually for sure today. Dogecoin 12 cents. Man, Dogecoin, I really want to see this thing start pumping. I think in the bull run, when it actually does happen, probably after or close to the presidential election, I think we'll see a bunch of the coins start ripping. But I think Dogecoin is going to be one of those ones that will potentially pop and go pretty high. Let's see. Snake, what's up, dude? Oh, by the way, actually, I'm just going to address you by your normal name, Yusuf. I cannot see your name blocked on my thing, so I'm not sure if you're actually blocked. It's weird. I really can't find your name, so let me know if you still have an issue with your normal account. Let's see, Mr. Olo. Good to see. Oh, I don't know how to say that name. I'm just gonna say Mr. Olo. Good to see you though. Dumpster Fire, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Good morning. ENS, we got Ethereum name service up to $26.19, 7.2% on the day. Maker seems to be the biggest earner of the day, 12.5% to 2,646 bucks. Let's see, Conflux up 8.5% today. Nice, 16 cents. Is anybody mining Conflux? Is anybody still into that? Let me know. Weird. Very weird. Fetch AI is down 8.2% today. Is this a good buy? You guys let me know. That's pretty terrible though. AGIX is down 7.4. Looks like those two are the biggest losers of the day. That's Singularity Net to 67 cents. Jupiter's up 7.6% today, 85 cents. Nice. Not too bad. Let's see. Render's up 2.9% to $7.75. Honestly, I thought Render would be doing a little bit better than it is right now, but hey, everything's pulling back. Whiff, Dog Whiff Hat over here, 6.9% up on the day. Nice.
Fuck, dude, spit on that thing.
$2.15. Look at that. Caspa is killing it. Absolutely Nismo Miner. It is 9% today. It says over here on Crypto Bubbles, 17.7. Insane. Absolutely insane. Jasmine's up 3% today. Nice. Up to 3 cents. There you go. Ron, if anybody's into this, Ronin, $2.16, up 2.9% today. Yeah, nothing else really jumping out at me, but Solana, I mean, it's doing well. Like I said, 6.9%, doing very well. All right, Flashbang, let's see. Fear and Greed Index over here, 40. Wow. Man, that's getting low, huh? Wait a minute. Was it 46 yesterday? I can't remember. I swear these two switched. That's weird. Anyways, 46 apparently yesterday, but 40 today. That's crazy. Crazy that there's this much fear in the market, but that's a good thing. We're building a base and that's what we need. So to each his own. You guys know I don't care about that thing until it's really like over 75. That's when I start worrying about selling, but right now it's time to buy, in my opinion. Let's see. Hellish Miner sucks still not getting notifications. Also, good morning to you, sir. Good to see you. What's it called? If you're not getting notifications, you might have to unsub and resub. It's just, I don't know, YouTube's weird. I mean, Yusuf is blocked and I can't even find him to unblock him, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I don't know, something's a little weird with YouTube lately. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, Lotto Staked Ether, USDC, XRP, Toncoin, and Dogecoin still in 10th place at an $18 billion market cap. Cardano is at a 13 billion, following 10th place in 11th. Pretty crappy, honestly. Hopefully Cardano comes back, but I think this is a great buying opportunity, to be honest. 39 cents is so cheap for Cardano. It's been around for a long time. It's a giant platform. If you guys don't know anything about Cardano, please look into it. It is, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, like disappearing, right? So I think it's an easy moneymaker. If you guys, you know, want to throw some money in on a cheaper coin, right? That's pretty much, it's pretty secure, let's put it that way, right? Anything in the top, I'd say 20-ish is pretty secure for coinage. They're not just gonna like fall off the face of the planet unless it's a meme coin. I mean, those can disappear in 2 seconds, but at the end of the day, I think it's gonna do pretty well. Let's see, Litecoin is gonna do pretty well, 21st place over here. Caspa is ranked 27th. Holy shit, that's amazing. Is that the highest it's ever been? Perfect. DJ Mines, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in the house. Good to see you. Caspa has been absolutely killing it. $4.2 billion market cap. Actually, you know what? There's some FUD. Who is it? I can't remember. Who's the big company that's supposed to be mining it? I don't know. There was some. I wouldn't call it FUD. It was just kind of like rumor, I guess, right? There was some big company that's mining. Is it Marathon Digital? That's what it is. Thank you. All right, Marathon Digital is apparently mining Caspa. So like, I don't know if that's just what's pushing it up. Who knows? I don't know if that's true or not. I guess you guys let me know. Let me know if you find anything that's actually like solid evidence, because I've only seen people really talking about it. I haven't really seen any solid evidence of it, but I haven't looked too hard into it. So whatever, either way, it's rising and it's looking pretty good. Render is at $7.77 at a $3 billion market cap. Render is going to do very well, at least in my opinion. Hedera, I really don't know much about, but I don't know. What do you guys think on this one? Is anybody holding Hedera? Let me know in the chat. Now let's see. Seeing they have been mining it since 2 cents. You know what? That's what I heard too. That's what I heard too. I actually, you know what? Hold on. We're not gonna watch this, but let me go to YouTube. Hold on. Tactical investing. Here we go. He made a video. I started listening to this morning, and I stopped because I just didn't have time to listen to the rest of it. But if you guys want to watch this, please go check him out. Tactical's awesome. He's a good dude. Oh shit. There we go. I put it in the live chat. If you guys don't watch this, yeah, feel free. He's got some information on there, I guess, about Marathon Digital mining it, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there's solid evidence in the video. I haven't really dove into it that hard. All right, let's move on to the mining segment of things so we can watch some news clips. I got a bunch of stuff I have to do today, so we're gonna try to speed through this. We have the KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit Caspa miner. You guys know, what in the hell is this one? All right, sorry, you guys know after 10 cents per kilowatt hour, this thing is making 536 Caspa a day, $86.93, which is actually much better than it was you know, a week or so ago, right? Obviously the price of Caspa rising has changed that. The 20 terahash unit KS5 over here making $82.79 a day. We got the Bitmain Antminer DR7. This is a new one. This wasn't here yesterday. Definitely wasn't here, but this is in 3rd place. 127 terahash mining Sia coin. What? What is this? No, I'm not reading your comment, Crypto KJ. Hold on, give me my moment. All right, Sia coin. God damn it. Where's Power Mines? Where's Power Mines for his freaking the boner he's gonna have on Sia coin right now? SIA. Let's see. 3.9% up. It's at 0.4 of a penny, almost 0.5 of a penny. I haven't looked at Sia coin in forever. This is like the only coin that pumps and everything's dumping. Well, in this case, I guess Caspa's doing it right now, but Sia coin's had a real shit lately. For it to be that profitable on the ASIC, that's insane. That's insanity. This can't be real. Is this real? 14,000 Sia coin a day. God, $59.36. That's crazy. Wait, that doesn't actually mine Sia. Wrong algo. AC mining. Really? Blake 2B Sia. That's the algo. That's wrong. You're telling me that's wrong? I don't know what this machine is. Never seen it. Interesting. Very interesting. Fast track ETF. They've already have the process down. All right, let me see. Solana boner. Let's see what you're saying over here. Oh God. What in the hell are you putting in here? Crypto KJ. What is this? United States Securities Exchange. All right, you know what? I'm gonna read this in a minute. I'm gonna read what are we doing here? Oh, so VanEck Solana Trust. Are they going for a Solana ETF right now? Fucking Hadouken into that.
Perfect.
Is that what this is? Next time, give me the skinny, because this is fucking terrible. I don't want to read this. What is this? I'm assuming just by this, that means ETF. I assume that means, okay? If you know what assume does, you know, makes an ass out of you and me. All right, let's get back into this. Let's get back on track here. We have the KS5M 15 terahash unit making $60 a day. Nice. Look at that. KS5M. Nice. Ice River KS5L 12 terahash unit making 46.37. We have the Dragon Ball miner and the BMKS Max 11 terahash units making 39.55. We got the Wind Miner K9 10.3 terahash unit making 38.88. We have the Ant Miner 9.4 terahash unit. I usually don't read these. 34.31, and the other KS3 from Bitmain is $30 a day. We have the Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit making 28.67. The Ant Miner L9 16 gigahash unit, which actually doesn't really exist yet. This is just projected numbers apparently, because at Mining Disrupt they are just advertising it. They didn't have an actual unit, and they said they weren't actually out yet, which is very strange. $20.10 a day though. We get the Ice River KS3M 6 terahash unit making $19.10 a day. The Lithium Gold Shell AL box over here making mining 360 gigahashes on a lithium, 180 watts, $18.14 per day. What's the lithium looking like? This one's going down pretty hard. $1.35. That's trying to come back to life. Went up 5 cents. Not too bad, but yeah, it's been really going downhill lately. Very strange, but it's kind of unfortunate that it's literally like cut in half for profits. Let me pull up my chat again. Sorry. Here you go, you simp. Shut up. All right, we'll read that in a second. Thank you, Mr. Crypto KJ. All right, let's see. You guys know I got my Ant Miner L7 down at Terra Hosting. If you guys are interested in hosting, links in the description below. 90.50 over here. I'm still making $8.11 a day on that, so a duke into that. Hell yeah. We get the Ice River KS2 2 terahash unit making $6.21 a day. The Ice River KS1 1 terahash unit making $3.10 a day. I just dropped a video this morning actually of the Ice River Caspa KS0 Ultra 400 gigahashes at 100 watts. Mine is pulling 105 watts. I actually averaged overnight at 440 or something. I actually saw 460 gigahashes on this thing, and the heat is like crucial on this. You need to let this thing boil for it to work properly, which is, it blows my mind. You just leave the fans on auto and just let it do its thing. If you put them on 100, the hash rate is gonna suffer. It doesn't make any goddamn sense to me, but that's the truth. That's exactly what's gonna happen to you. Let's see, Crypto for Seniors, dude. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. AC Mining, congrats, buddy. Link your Discord with YouTube, or YouTube with Discord, and you will get access to the private chat. That's crazy. But yeah, this thing's awesome. It's making $1.58 a day, 400 gigahashes at 100 watts. It's pretty cool, and it's only 200 and I think it's $239 now. .io. Let me see. IceRiver.io, I believe, right? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, what in the hell? Yeah, $239. That's not bad. I think you get like 2.5% off with what's it called? Code CHUMP if you guys are interested. But I mean, this is a pretty cheap unit. I don't know if it's worth getting now. I don't even know if you can get it now. I don't think you can buy it right now. Yeah, I don't think you can buy it now. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably sold out or whatever, but nonetheless, the unit is it's a pretty sick unit, at least in my opinion, and I think on solar it's going to be killing it. So hopefully that pays off, right? We got the Icer Caspa KS0 Pro. You guys know I got like 9 of these things in my trailer. 200 gigahashes at 100 watts a piece. 67 cents a day. Now, I wonder what the two look like inside, what the differences are. I want to see if they have the same amount of chips. If they have the same amount of chips, then why couldn't I get 400 gigahash on this thing as well, right? It's kind of crazy because like the Pro, right? The Pro is 100 watts. The KS0 original is 65 watts. So it's obviously double the power. So it must be more chips. But the 400 gigahash unit is the same power. I don't know. I got to rip it apart. So I'm going to take them both apart in a video at some point. I don't know if I'll have time today, but I will try. Probably just better chips. You think so? They have the same amount of chips. Do they, Hanson? Really? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe we'll, yeah, I'll have to see. This got to be something. I wonder if we can just upgrade it somehow. Anyways, all right, let's move on to GPUs. Those are CPUs. Let's see what we're looking like GPU wise over here. Ironfish and Pyron still top of the charts. Graham as well. Looks like that is across the board. Xano on the 7900 XT. We got Conflux and Pyron on the 3080 12 gigabyte. 6800 XT. Chlor. How's Chlor doing actually? Chlor up 0.28%, 11 cents. Seems like it's taking a shit. Xano 3070 Ti laptop. Please don't mind on your laptop. That's terrible. The RTX 3080 Ergo and Pyron. Ergo. How's Ergo doing? Remember when it was 20 bucks? Oh. Remember when it was 20 bucks? Now it's 90 cents.
Bruh.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Yeah, so that seems to be the consensus all the way down. There's pretty much Ironfish and Pyron seem to be the most profitable over here. CPUs, let's see. Zephyr, I heard bumped up a little bit actually. People were talking about that in the VIP chat. Holy shit, 34%. Yeah, wow, it jumped $2. Damn, it did. You guys weren't joking. You said it jumped $2. Yep, it sure did. Just about $2 in the last 7 days. Crazy. Look at that. I wonder what's going on. Looks like they're putting in some work after all the bullshit. Insane. All right, so Zephyr is most profitable on CPUs pretty much across the board. Nice. All right, moving on. Mining pool stats. Let's see if there's any new coins real quick. Anon Pay. I don't know what that is. X11. Interesting. I'm not even gonna get into it. Smart Meme. There's no such thing as an oxymoron. Papal algorithm. All right. Interesting. And Neon X. Nice. I don't know if anybody's into either of those. Anyways, let me see Caspa real quick. I want to show you guys. So somebody was asking how much Caspa the Ultra actually brings in. If you type in your hash rate here, wait, would it be 4,000? Right? Yeah. So that's no. Hold on. Is this gigahashes? Yeah, it is gigahashes. All right, so you make 10 Caspa a day on that the KS0 Ultra, right? It actually tells you on this too, mine the ASIC, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see how close it is. Ultra, yeah, 10 Caspa. So yeah, it's pretty it's the same. It's the same. Somebody was asking me that earlier this morning in the general chat, Misfit Mining. So there's a calculator on every single spot here in miningpoolstats.stream. If you go down to the bottom, there's always a calculator that you can just put in your hash rate, or if you're like gonna buy a miner and you don't know what you're gonna be making a day or whatever, you can just come down here and throw it in this, and it'll show you whatever daily coins and earnings. So feel free to use that. All right, let's move on to the news of the day. I want to see what Mr. Funstrats Tom Lee's got to say over here. Rather, he explains why he's seeing the S&P 500 hitting 15,000 by 2030. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Crypto KJ sent me something. I gotta show you guys that. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's look at this first, I guess. VanEck files for Solana ETF. Solana rises 6%. It marks the first Solana ETF to be filed in the US 6 days after the similar product launched in Canada. Look at that. Nice. Dude, Hadouken. Hopefully Solana takes off. That'd be crazy. I'm not going to read any more into that. You guys know. That's, I guess it'll be a story that just progresses over the next couple days. We'll have to see what happens. All right, let's get into this. Fun strats. Tom Lee's about 13 hours ago. Let's see what he's got to say over here about the S&P 500 triple by 2030. Let's see.
Let's ask the man himself, because he's sitting right next to me. Tom Lee, good to see you.
Great to see you, Brian.
You have not been drinking.
No.
Okay.
Not
yet.
recently.
Not recently.
What?
15,000. I'm just going to sit here and listen.
Okay. Well, there's a couple of reasons behind this. One is this would be the third time that stocks entered a cycle where annual returns compound at high teens. You know, you had the roaring 20s, and then you had the 50s through the late 60s. And this is a third cycle. They all coincided with a surge in the number of people aged 30 to 50. So in other words, the number of prime age adults. And this time it's powered by millennials and Gen Z.
So is this the law? Okay, so math. I wasn't not great at math, but I'd like to think I know a little bit. Big numbers get bigger faster. That compounding.
That's right.
And you think there's that, but there's also this massive wave of people about to enter their peak earnings years.
Yeah, so it's a...
Demographics.
Exactly. It's a demand story, meaning when you get to your prime years, 30 to 50, Urban Institute shows you start to borrow more money. You're making big life decisions. This is what powers the economy. On top of that, we have really a big opportunity for U.S. technology companies because of AI, which is supplying the global digital labor because there's a global labor shortage. So these two forces are combining to, I think, power almost a decade of extraordinarily good stock returns.
Do you have a view? Is this because we're the United States? I mean, and do you expect that a lot of money from around the world, because China's got massive demographic issues, Germany shot itself in the foot with all of its energy problems. Will we be helped by a lot of money coming into America, or does that have nothing to do with it?
It's actually both. I think that there's going to be a lot of dollars spent on U.S. technology product because the world is short 80 million workers by the end of this decade. That's roughly $3 trillion of labor shortage, of labor salary that's turning into silicon. So that means U.S. suppliers of silicon and AI are going to have a $3 trillion revenue run rate. On top of that, if U.S. companies are growing earnings at this speed, the PE multiple of the U.S. should go up, and that's exactly your point. There's going to be capital flows into the U.S. And where else in the world do you find the best and most important technology companies? They're all basically in America.
They're all here. I mean, it's amazing to me that NVIDIA alone, folks, NVIDIA by itself is worth 50% more than the entire German DAX index of stocks combined.
Yes.
The 30 biggest companies in Germany, or 33, however many are in the DAX, combined are half the size of NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Because we have liquid capital markets. We have American ingenuity. We have...
That's crazy.
An amazing workforce. 25% of company founders, by the way, are not born here because we allow a lot of immigration. It's a bold call. What's the risk? When you look at it, you've always got to analyze, say, well, where could I be wrong, right?
Yep. Well, I think there's a risk that we could have
global recession.
A global recession. AI, of course, could become an adversarial development and, upend state nations and cause chaos. But we could also have a risk that it's a bubble and it peaks a lot sooner.
Yeah, and you wonder, by the way, this is a little bit off topic, but I saw some huge bets being placed, and there was a note today, and you forgive me, senior moment, I can't remember exactly who put it out there, but that there was a huge bet placed in the interest rate market that the 10-year would be at 2.25% by like next March. That there'd be this massive decline in yields, either because of the Fed, recession, whatever. You have a take on that?
I mean, that obviously is a very cheap bet because I'm sure the skew is for higher rates, not lower.
So it's like a high, high risk but high reward bet.
Yeah.
Not high risk because you're not betting a lot of money, but the odds are you're going to lose your money.
Yeah, it's like a black swan kind of trade. I think it's possible because, inflation internals are collapsing. I think the headline core CPI, and we'll get Friday's PCE, they're being propped up by housing and auto insurance, which are two components. But the rest of the CPI index, 55% of the CPI basket is below pre-pandemic inflation rates now. It's the highest in 4 years. The 20-year average is 50%. So inflation is tanking.
Except for the home and auto insurance. That's a big
Yeah,
deal.
it's real-
But by
it
the
is real
way,
money.
I heard there's going to be some big rate increases coming to New Jersey, folks, by the way.
I friggin' hope not. What in the hell's going on there? That's awful. All right, expect NVIDIA to deliver more cash to shareholders. Let's see what they got to say over here.
Let's get more on NVIDIA. Go back there in the AI trade with the Milius head of technology research, Ben Reitzes. Ben, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Hey, Tyler. Great to be here.
Is what's been going on we sort of touched on it with Karen a moment ago, is what's been going on with NVIDIA a kind of expectable phenomenon, something we've seen before? So an investor who is in there for the ride and goes, oh boy, we were down 15% last week. Is this the end of the game here? Should I be out of it? What's going on here?
Well, I think that NVIDIA has these moves intra-quarter where people find themselves underweight and they have to catch up, and then it runs, and then there's all sorts of things. This last week, there was a rebalance, and I think a lot of people were playing that, and then it kind of unwound, and it created a big move. But in general, NVIDIA has nailed the full stack approach. The only thing that I've experienced like this is, well, maybe two things. Maybe the Wintel monopoly of the 90s, or duopoly, whatever they were, and then Apple getting the iPhone. And the full stack approach, when people nail it, when a company nails it, is able to generate a disproportionate share of the profits for that sector. And in their case, some people argue it's like all the profits.
Well, that sounds like you're describing the word we used earlier, and that is ecosystem. That they have built it, they own it, it is their game to lose.
That's right. What they did, well, the foresight that they had is unparalleled. They that's why we were kind of laughing when some people asked me, are they being investigated? Like, for what? For foreseeing the biggest tech change ever, and they should be punished? But okay. But what they did is they built a language, a computing language, and an ecosystem that allows you to monetize AI, and obviously they're killing it. And I think that people, this is probably got the most upside of the Mag 7 that we cover, even though we really like Apple and a few others.
Questions?
I really need to start getting into stocks for sure. Because man, this is like one thing I don't do. My wife does it. I don't deal with any stock stuff. I just deal with crypto stuff. So like we're reversed in this aspect. But man, like NVIDIA does look ridiculously good, and the S&P 500 I definitely need to start looking into, because I should be invested in that.
Thoughts?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Karen. Sorry.
No, go.
Like directly, besides like my Roth IRA bullshit that just kind of takes itself out of my account. You know what I mean? I mean like actually investing in it personally.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick, Ben initiated Dell on November 20th, and you've been spot on ever since. The quarter was May 31st. The stock sold off. Made actually sense to me. Are you concerned how it's been trading since? You had that little bounce after the sell-off, but it's right back to sort of those levels. I think the story's still intact, but the stock seemingly run out of steam a little bit.
Well, you can't go straight up unless you're NVIDIA, right? That's the rule. So in Dell's case, they missed margins. And there's concern that only NVIDIA is allowed to beat margins, but some of their partners don't. I think if Dell demonstrated margin expansion sequentially as we go throughout the year, stock rebounds. But bigger picture, guy, I think that we're in a generational shift of market cap from like software SaaS back towards hardware. And if Dell shows that they can be part of these AI factories, that means a secularly right company. Secularly right companies get market multiples, even premiums, right? So we're staying the course based on that thesis.
What is, you had a question.
Yeah, so he talked about Blackwell, first of all, coming out earlier than people thought, and then also that we will come out every year with a new chip. So in part of that, creating the ecosystem. How long do you think customers will buy that?
Yeah, I think that what's really amazing about these guys is obviously they're doing all this and then they're innovating on this annual cadence. So developers and their customers, the clouds, can say, hey, I know where they're going. I'm going to budget accordingly and look into the future and know that there's an upgradable cadence. That is so valuable. Even though it's not an enterprise business, Apple does it every year. And that cadence is so reliable and gives you such a pole position. And also they're running, everybody's trying to catch them. And if they're running 150 miles an hour while everybody else is running 100, I mean, it's going to be hard to catch these guys.
So Ben, sort of piggybacking on that, when you look at the stock, it's got 80 to 85% market share. We've discussed that. When they did the stock split, I had thought they were pulling a rabbit out of a hat that they didn't need to try to take the attention off of mega beats going forward. They wanted to sort of suck up as much oxygen in the room. The retail investor can buy fractional shares. You didn't need to split the stock to be able to do that. In your mind, I know you're bullish, but in your mind, how long before we get to that next hump in the road do they have? Is it a 2-year cycle? How long do they outperform?
It's kind of psychological too, though, the whole stock splitting thing, right? Being able to buy an entire share without having to buy a fractional share. It's really psychological. It is 100%.
Well, we think they continue to outperform, and it's really hard to know quarter to quarter, but we are showing sequential growth. And I think that what we need to see is they continue to beat and raise, at least at some cadence. And that is very doable in a lot of our research that we see. The margins actually, one of the big surprises, margins have been able to stay intact and expand. And that's just staggering. 70% operating margins is rarefied air. Guy, that's why they deserve that high EV to sales. Because anyway, I think that as long as we see that sequential growth, we're going to keep going. One thing we wrote about recently, Steve, is that there's $270 billion in cash these guys are going to generate over the next 3 years. If they add a buyback to this, they don't want to say that because that's something mature companies do.
I just got the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Well, that was going to be my question. What are they going to do with all the cash they're going to have?
This could be the thing that answers Steve's question. No one's talking about it, and when you do the model we do, it's a cash gusher. And there's just nothing they can do. This government's not going to let them buy anything big. They can't invest that much in R&D. It's just not possible. So we got to get it as shareholders, and that could be the thing, one of the things that helps. And it doesn't mean they're not growing. It's not an insult to buy back stock if you got nothing else. Of course.
Final button here. It's in the 120s now. What's your price target on it?
My price target's 160, and we feel really good about that.
Oh, wow. 160. What do you guys think? Let me know. All right, moving on. Fed on stress test. Let's see. All banks tested remained above minimum capital requirements. Let's see what they got to say over here. Guys, the like button. Appreciate you for hanging out.
Go to Leslie Picker right now. Bank stress test results are out, and she has the details.
Hey, guys. Yeah, the Fed's 2024 test led to projected hypothetical losses of $685 billion in aggregate. And the CET1 capital ratio, that's the cushion against losses, was projected to decline by 2.8 percentage points to a minimum of 9.9% in the test. Now, that's a higher absolute level and deeper decline than last year, even though the test was fairly similar to the one conducted in 2023. Senior Fed officials believe the aggregate stress capital buffers, which determine how much more capital banks need to hold as a result of these tests, should go up modestly. The Fed says the larger decline is due to increases in credit card balances and higher delinquency rates, corporate credit portfolios that have become riskier and higher expenses, and lower fee income. According to Fed officials, losses from commercial real estate were similar to that of last year, so they're actually not driving the bigger decline. Those three risks, though, suggest, quote, required capital buffers should be larger, Vice Chair Michael Barr said in the statement. He added, quote, while banks are well positioned to withstand the specific hypothetical recession we tested them against, the stress test also confirmed that there are some areas to watch. Now, that CET1 ratio saw some dispersion among the six largest banks under the severe adverse scenario. JP Morgan maintaining the highest levels at 12.5, while Wells Fargo had the lowest at 8.1%. This year's test also included a so-called exploratory analysis, which tested for a rapid repricing of deposits in a severe global recession, as well as trading book stresses comprising the failure of 5 large hedge funds. Now, the Fed found banks were able to withstand these tests as well. Guys, banks can start announcing their capital return plans after the market closes on Friday. So we have a couple days to find out exactly the repercussions of these results.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, moving on. Crypto world, CNBC television. Spot Ether ETFs will attract $15 billion in the first 18 months. Interesting. Let's see what they got to say over here. And I'm still shocked. If you guys are just joining, Solana has been applied to for an ETF, which is crazy from VanEck. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's do it.
Today, Bitcoin holds its ground above $61,000. Bybit surpasses Coinbase as the second largest crypto exchange in the world.
What?
And Juan Leon with Bitwise breaks down the firm's research on spot Ether ETFs and the intersection of crypto and AI.
If she don't talk to her, we don't talk to her.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Talia Kaplan. Crypto prices moving just a bit this morning, with Bitcoin holding above the $61,000 level. That's after briefly bouncing above $62,000 yesterday. Ether is in the red this morning, falling to the $3,300 mark, while Solana fell to $136 after that huge rally yesterday, driven by an upgrade to that network. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Bybit
Damn, her microphone's all screwed up today. You just hear that?
Surpassed Coinbase as the second largest crypto exchange in the world. That's according to research from Kaiko. The research says Bybit took the second place spot back in March, benefiting from increased trading volumes following the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs back in January, plus low fees on its platform, while competitors like the current global leader Binance face regulatory hurdles. Kaiko also said the exchange's market share jumped to 16%, up from 8% back in October. Meanwhile, Coinbase's global market share only gained 1% in that same time. Binance's market share fell from 60% to 54% since October. Of course, the next month, Binance faced a more than $4 billion fine from the U.S. government. Next.
What? Wait, how? How did they get a fine like that from US if they're not even a US exchange? What? You're not even allowed to use it if you're in the US.
The DOJ announced 2 men were sentenced to prison for crypto-related securities and wire fraud in the millions of dollars. According to the department, this case is the first time where a jury in a federal criminal trial found that a cryptocurrency was a security and that manipulating cryptocurrency prices was securities fraud. The DOJ says Shane Hampton of Philadelphia and Michael Kane of Miami Beach hired a South African firm, Moonwalkers Trading, which used a bot to flood the market with fake and fraudulent orders. The goal was to entice retail investors with the Hydro token's artificial volume. The bot executed around $7 million in wash trades and placed more than $300 million in spoof trades for the token.
You know, there's so much of that going on, spoof trading, like where they'll have a bot, they'll have like 2 bots trading back and forth within a platform to seem like there's a lot of volume. It happens all the time.
Hampton was sentenced to nearly 3 years behind bars, while Kane was sentenced to just under 4 years for orchestrating the scheme to manipulate the price of the Hydro token. Now, Kane was co-founder and CEO of the token's company, and Hampton was the head of financial engineering.
Crazy.
All right, for our main story, Bitwise Asset Management said in a new research note out this week that ETFs could attract $15 billion of net inflows in the first 18 months. Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan wrote the note, adding that his research doesn't take into account multiple tailwinds behind Ethereum's growth, including the rise of stablecoins, growing regulatory clarity, and the after effects of the network's recent upgrade. He wrote that despite those factors, he still thinks $15 billion in the next year and a half is a good starting point, and that it would have a, quote, dramatic impact on the Ethereum market. Now, earlier this month, Bitwise Asset Management separately forecasted that crypto and AI could add a collective $20 trillion to the global economy by the end of the decade. Juan Leon, senior crypto research analyst at the investment firm, wrote that note. So I spoke with him about his research and what he calls the emerging partnership between Bitcoin mining and AI. He also weighs in on the firm's note on spot Ether ETFs.
And hopefully they fix our damn microphone because that feedback is annoying.
Your chief investment officer, Matt Hogan, wrote a note explaining why spot Ether ETFs will, quote, attract billions. Specifically, he forecasts that these ETFs will attract $15 billion in net flows in the first 18 months since launching. What was your reaction to the SEC's decision to approve a rule change last month, which would pave the way for ETFs that buy and hold Ether? Speaking with CNBC recently, SEC Chair Gary Gensler said these products should be fully approved sometime over the summer. What do you think this means for the crypto industry? And do you think these products will prove to be as popular as Bitcoin ETFs, which launched more than 5 months ago?
Well, we are thrilled by the developments that are happening in the industry. We saw earlier this year the launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs. We call that the IPO moment for Bitcoin because the ETFs open up the institutional market to Bitcoin really for the first time. And so we're very excited now for the possibility of these ETH ETFs to come to market as well, and for Ethereum to have its IPO moment and start to become institutionalized like Bitcoin has started to earlier this year. These two assets together, Bitcoin and Ethereum, make up almost 70% of the crypto market cap. And so by having both of these in an ETF format, it really opens up the institutional market to the majority of the crypto ecosystem. And that is wonderful for the industry, for continued innovation, and for investors as well to get access to these exciting assets that are growing quickly.
Switching gears, the intersection of AI and crypto has been getting a lot of buzz recently. You actually put out a note this month writing that crypto and AI could be a multi-trillion-dollar megatrend, adding a collective $20 trillion to global GDP by 2030. What made you come to this determination? I know you mentioned in the note that you were recently at the crypto conference Consensus in Austin, Texas, and that the biggest takeaway from that event was that the merging of the two technologies is going to be even bigger than people imagine. How did you come to that conclusion?
Yes. Well, at Bitwise, we're always looking for emerging opportunities. And my takeaway from Consensus this year was really this intersection of crypto and AI and the huge opportunity that lies there. As you mentioned, we think it could be a 20 trillion megatrend and could add to the global economy by 2030. That's a huge opportunity for a couple of reasons. We're at the beginning of an AI boom that's already made NVIDIA one of the largest companies in the world due to the demand for its GPU chips. Now, the race for this AI supremacy is also creating an unprecedented shortage of HPC high-performance computing data centers, and that's where miners come in. Crypto miners traditionally mine Bitcoin, but with the advanced data centers that they have, they are seeing the opportunity to partner with AI companies in order to house them for their AI services that are developing, and that is giving crypto miners a new revenue stream that diversifies their revenue opportunities and is creating huge growth for these miners, and that's really exciting.
You know, that's actually kind of interesting to think about. These big crypto miners that, you know, the big mining facilities like Marathon Digital and all them, if they really are trying to supplement the income that they're making with other machines like either AI or say Caspa, for example, if that is true, I mean, that is, there's got to be a time where that actually is necessary, because there's only so much money in Bitcoin unless the price completely skyrockets. Do you know what I mean? So they have to make it up somewhere, and it would be really neat to know if they were actually mining Caspa. If you guys find any information, please let me know. Crypto KJ, if you find anything, just send it to me in a DM or later on. I want to see if there's any like hard evidence of them mining Caspa or doing any of this AI stuff.
We're going to talk more about Bitcoin miners in just a bit, but in your note, you mentioned that adding $20 trillion to the global economy won't happen overnight, but that we're already seeing early indications of its potential. And you touched on this, but can you take us through some of those examples?
Yeah. Well, one of the things is that the World Economic Forum has named misinformation created by AI as the top immediate risk to the global economy. That's something that concerns the investors that we talk to on a daily basis. And the opportunity is that blockchains are built on the tenets of accessibility, of transparency, of immutability. And that way, crypto can play a pivotal role in putting checks and balances on the misinformation created by AI. So that's a huge opportunity for the two technologies to come together and work with each other in order for AI to continue to thrive and create all the efficiencies that it's made possible. And then for blockchain to work in order to counter the downsides of AI and be able to enhance it even further.
Now, going back to Bitcoin miners, your research notes that they have all the resources that AI firms need, including powerful chips, state-of-the-art cooling systems, and accompanying infrastructure. In fact, we're seeing a lot of partnerships between AI firms and crypto miners, and many Bitcoin mining companies have been retrofitting existing facilities to service AI clients as revenue from mining plummets. You mentioned that. Just this week, Hut 8 announced a $150 million investment to build AI infrastructure. And earlier this month, Bitcoin miner Core Scientific announced a 12-year deal with cloud provider CoreWeave to provide infrastructure for use cases like machine learning. What do you think about these developments? And do you think we'll see more deals like this in the near future?
These are huge developments. A 12-year deal for $3.5 billion. That's the biggest AI crypto miner partnership we've seen. It allows Core Scientific to utilize its data centers for AI and continue to help build out the infrastructure needed for the AI boom. The $150 million deal between Coatue Management and Hut 8 is an example of Coatue Investment Management. They're known for being technology investors, being early into trends. They see the opportunity in the build out of infrastructure for AI, and they see Hut 8 as a capable builder in the space of data centers. And so this $150 million deal really allows them to have the capital to continue to build out their expansion and continue to pave the road for what is this AI boom that is emerging. So I think they're both fantastic developments. They put these companies at the front and center of this emerging trend, and I think we will see more deals and more partnerships emerging between crypto miners and AI companies.
Real quick, Kyle Rosa in the chat said the altcoin in question, excuse me, Caspa, with Marathon deploying its first Caspa application-specific integrated circuit, which is an ASIC, miners in September of 2023. Interesting. So they've been mining since September 2023, Caspa? Really? Where did you find that? Is that on, did you say that was on the block? Is that what you said that was? The block? I'll have to look it up.
What would you say to those who argue that there are misleading narratives tied to the intersection of AI and crypto? In April, I interviewed the chief scientist at Chainlink Labs who argued that the often touted uses for bringing AI and blockchain together aren't actually all that useful. Some of what he calls misleading narratives include that blockchain can combat misinformation caused by generative AI and that blockchain can bring privacy to AI. Do you think these narratives can be considered misleading?
That's a great question, Talia. I think it is. Both of these are emerging technologies. They're still early and nascent in their development. And so no one fully understands the capabilities yet. And so there can be the idea that they maybe cannot work together, or there can be misleading narratives. But I think overall, the opportunities are clear in that AI enhances productivity and creates new avenues for expansion. And blockchain is here to be able to validate what is true, what is not, create efficient ledger systems for transactions and payments, and unlock the opportunity through smart contracts of new automated functionality. And those things can be paired with AI for bigger efficiency gains, to validate what is true and what isn't. And so I think that's because of those reasons, the two technologies actually can work together in a way that enhances each of the technologies and ultimately leads to bigger outcomes and better outcomes for society as a whole.
Okay, that's
very interesting. All right, so I found something which is pretty neat over here. Bitcoin, let's see, what is the site? Coinspeaker.com. I don't even know what this is, but Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital diversifies revenue stream with Caspa mining. It says after successfully deploying its first Caspa ASICs in September 2023, Marathon began scaling its operations. So far, Marathon Digital has mined a total of 93 million Caspa valued at $15 million. Holy shit.
Perfect.
In a major announcement on Wednesday, June 26th, Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital announced that it has started mining the proof of work layer 2 protocol Caspa in order to diversify its mining revenue stream. This is a major development as Bitcoin miners have come under significant stress following the Bitcoin halving event in April, which cut the rewards to half. Thus, players like Marathon Digital have been finding additional sources of revenue, with Caspa being the right fit for the same. Interesting. Although the Caspa protocol is proof of work consensus mechanism, it employs GoStag protocol that allows miners to mine multiple blocks simultaneously. This functionality helps to make transactions faster and provide miners with higher block rewards in a given time frame. Thus, Caspa is much faster than Bitcoin's linear mining process and allows the mining of only one block every 10 minutes. Currently, Caspa possesses one block every second. Every second. They totally botched that. One block every second, I think they meant to say, said Marathon Digital. The current block reward of Caspa stands at 103.83 Caspa. Speaking on the development, Adam Schwick, Marathon's chief growth officer, said whatever, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but nonetheless, that's crazy. That's crazy. They've been mining since 2023. I mean, listen, it's only a matter of time. They need something else to supplement the the income. I mean, how can these big facilities manage to stay afloat with the halving, and then on top of that, the price of Bitcoin just completely tanking? Like, all these machines are in the negative, or they're very, very small profits with the electric rates. Unless they're paying like 2 cents, then pretty much everything's profitable. But nonetheless, all right, let's move on to videos. I want to see what Mr. Lark Davis has to say over here. I haven't had a chance to watch any videos lately. Bitcoin price prediction for this bull market. Let's see what he's got to say. Hopefully this isn't a shill video.
If we crypto investors could have a top predicting crystal ball for Bitcoin, we would pay good money for it.
Yeah, I thought it was a layer 1. I don't know why it's a layer 2, but whatever.
Obviously, it'd be worth its weight in, well, Bitcoin,
I was just reading.
gold, I don't know. But alas, there is no crystal ball. Newsflash. And as the Wall Street saying goes, nobody rings a bell at the market top. There's no orderly exit. It's all chaos. Still, let's try to have some fun with some educated guesses. Let's draw some charts. Let's try to conclude with the average price prediction from some seasoned analysts. Okay. I know market prices are down right now. It's been a rough few weeks, but I'm still looking forward and up. So let's talk about a floodgate for institutions. Let's start with why I'm pretty confident that the bull market will continue and the price will go much higher than it currently is. A big reason is the US Bitcoin spot ETFs and soon to be launched, of course, Ethereum spot ETFs. Each market cycle's pump seems to be preceded by the launch of some kind of new floodgate, some new liquidity inflow, some new way for money to enter into the crypto space. So here's the Bitcoin chart with some historical floodgate launches. So until around...
Hold on one second. Joker Miner. He said, did you get an Avalon Nano 3? Mine is bricked from changing from BTC to BCH. I can't get it to work now. Why are you trying to mine Bitcoin Cash? That's my first question. Isn't it like a lottery play? Just put it on Bitcoin, bro. Bitcoin Cash. No.
Fuck, dude, spit on that thing.
Yep, just spit on it.
Around 2012, when user-friendly exchanges such as Coinbase launched, it was pretty damn hard for the average person to try to buy Bitcoins. Literally like sold on eBay and stuff back in the days, let alone institutions who had zero interest in it back then. It was really hard to get your hands on BTC. Then in 2013, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust launched, so accredited investors finally gained a way to get exposed to the BTC price, although they were stuck in that for a decade, which is pretty crazy. It was a crappy product. Still is. Lousy floodgate. Still better than...
Dude, there's going to be so many ETF videos later on today with Solana.
Nothing, though. The next big floodgate came in 2020 when apps such as Cash App and Robinhood and PayPal all allowed users to buy Bitcoin. Now, as mentioned, the most recent floodgate, and obviously a huge one, a once-in-a-market liquidity event, is the launch of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the USA. With the push of the button, every investor, every wealth management platform everywhere can add BTC to their portfolio. Pretty damn powerful stuff. And speaking of power, let's talk about the power law model. So the price prediction time. First, from the most zoomed out perspective that is possible, here's the Bitcoin power law model. You see, unlike the stock to flow model, this model doesn't actually rely on a causal relationship between scarcity and price, or really any other factor. It is simply a convenient way to plot the price. It uses logarithmic scales on both the price axis and the time axis. Of course, there are wide levels of uncertainty bands there, but it's the middle green line, the so-called linear regression fit, that represents the fair value of the price. And we are currently pretty damn close to that level. Now, the fair value, around the time we may expect this bull market to top out, the fall of 2025, which is the 4-year model, still we can approximately look at, is around $130,000 for one Bitcoin. Will the price go higher? Well, it certainly could. I still think $215,000 is not unreasonable. In all other previous bull market blow-off tops, price has overshot this green line often significantly. Even the relatively tame bull market of 2021, the BTC price topped out at more than double the value of the fair value. Pretty impressive, right? The degree.
So Nerd Beast apparently has been mining, soul mining BCH on his for a while. Maybe he can send you the firmware or something. Joker. Maybe you just have to do that. I don't know. That's weird. That is weird that it would just like brick itself though, because it's realistically the same algo. So,
to which the price overshoots the fair value, well, that gets a little bit less each cycle. So let's say it's going to be maybe 50% this time around. Well, that would put us at 130,000 times 1.5, which is roughly $200,000. Let's talk about the Fibonacci levels. See, we can do better than just guessing. It will overshoot with a 50% approximate move.
I love these videos, but at the same time, nobody knows. Nobody knows anything.
Well, let's bring in those old Fibonacci lines. You see, they're like the fingerprints for volatility. You may have heard me and others talk about how we need volatility if we want the gains. I know we all want the upside volatility, not the downside volatility, but it's part of the game. After all, if the price just climbs steadily, there are no lows to buy, right? Anyway, Fibonacci extension levels are a tool that let us predict with some kind of probability, okay, some kind of probability, not perfect, obviously, but how high the price will bounce back from bear market lows. The great thing, the lower the lows, the higher the price will actually be able to bounce up higher. Remember, volatility is good. Keep that in mind during the next brutal bear market, okay? Now, as an example, here's a chart for ETH. So when drawing a retracement for Ethereum from the 2018 top to the 2019 low, the highest fib extension level, the 3.618 line, pointed at a $4,884 Ethereum. That's pretty much exactly what we got, which is crazy, man. Think about that. That's actually nuts. By the way, it's pretty easy to draw these charts yourself on TradingView if you want to ever play around with that. And here's the Bitcoin chart. Now, the first fib levels are drawn for the price drop from roughly 20K to 3K back when the bull market returned in 2020. The 3.618 level for this retracement pointed at a price of 62K, which is indeed roughly where the price topped out. It went a little bit over that by not by a lot, did it? Now, what we're interested in for this video is drawing the fib level from the 2021 peak to the 2022 trough. The fib 3.618 extension brings us to a price of $209,000 for BTC. Pretty interesting. Just a little over 200K. I'd buy it. Maybe 250K, 250 at the absolute top. Anyway, let's talk about liquidity in the banana zone. I started this video mentioning floodgates for the crypto market, right? But without water, a floodgate is pretty useless. So in finance terms, water's liquidity. Some macro analysts' job is to track and predict the so-called global liquidity. Take Julian Battelle, head of research at Global Macro Investor. His work on what he and Raoul Pal have dubbed the everything code. Pretty damn interesting stuff, to be honest. Now, the thesis revolves around basically currency debasement and how this is created by global central bank policies. The core of their thesis is that the central bank 4-year liquidity cycle, aka the money printing cycle, just accidentally walks in tandem with Bitcoin's 4-year cycle. Accidentally, or Satoshi is even more of a genius than we give him credit for. There's also that. Anyway, could even be a main driver for the cycle, okay? Now, Patel and Powell, they're certainly good with the words here. A term they coined that has caught on is the banana zone. The banana zone. I dig it. Before I'll show you some of those banana zone charts, just a quick shout out to today's.
No. Is he? Oh, God. Look, he's pushing LimeWire. Jesus Christ. All right.
Line goes up, but in the blue years, the trend reverts. These blue years coincide, of course, with crypto bear markets or crypto winters. The yellow and brown years, they are part of the liquidity cycle where the money printer just goes super extra hard and where asset prices pump right across the board. Okay? Crypto tends to pump the hardest. It is the very high beta move. What they call the banana zone of the cycle is the yellow year, which we are currently in. So here's a chart in which Julian Battelle has overlaid the 2016-2017 crypto spring and crypto summer, aka the banana zone, on the current cycle. Now, on the lower left, this is where we are right now. The current boring crab market is really nothing strange from a historical perspective. I mean, every post-Bitcoin halving market is like this, isn't it? Been around before. This is how it works. We're in the accumulation zone post-halving. Nothing surprising here. The banana zone is supposed to only kick off in late summer or autumn of 2024. Huh? You ready for that? If the 2016-2017 fractal roughly plays out, which of course remains to be seen, right? In this situation, BTC will reach a price around $160,000 in spring 2025, $240,000 in early summer 2025, market peak, bear market afterwards, seller. Watch your money disappear. Now, crypto OGs and chart enthusiasts will know that the 2017 bull market took price all the way up to $20,000, which would correspond to almost $1 million in this chart. Now, one can always dream, right? Yeah, right. Anyway, let's talk about the
Yeah, I guess it's
2013
not wrong.
style double top scenario. So let's go back to 2013. What a year that
Did
must.
you think it was a 20x? Did we go? Was it 1,000 to 20,000? Is that what we did? I don't know. I don't know where it started. 2017. Was it 1,000 to 20,000? Is that where we went? That would make sense.
The bend to carry your bags through. I mean, I know 2020 was pretty crazy too, but this is an interesting year. Look, if you can manage to get through 2013 without losing your mind and your bags, you did well. Anyway, in January 2013, the BTC price hovered around the mark, $13 mark. Okay, it shot up in a straight line basically to more than $250 on April 10th of that year, doing more than an 18x in just 3 months. Yo, 2013 was built differently. Then it saw a very, very, very volatile, let's call it a reaccumulation range with crashes of more than 50% before once again shooting up for a second super mega rally, pulling yet another 10x or so, topping out close to $1,200. Now, this double bubble of 2013, as it became known, actually created almost a 100x for BTC in a 12-month period. Wow. I was reminded of this chart pattern when I saw this chart sketch by Marty Party. You see, it's just an idea, okay? Just an idea. A fast run up to around 120K coming in the autumn, then a correction / reaccumulation in the spring 2025 before the big blow off top in autumn, topping out around a 250K. And look, this is no prediction, but just one of many scenarios of how this could actually end up playing out. I'd sign up for that. Sounds pretty good to me. But look, there are no guarantees in the markets. Obviously, right? We're just talking about scenarios, things to look for, things that you can help frame your situation and your thinking around. Anyway, again, there's no crystal ball, and there's a gazillion different scenarios we can talk about, and only one of them are going to actually end up playing out. That person can then do a victory lap and say, I was the guy who called it right. But it is remarkable that many of these scenarios drawn from different starting points point to around a 200K-ish area top for BTC in this cycle sometime next year, whether mid or late next year. In fact, I came across a file of a blogger who averaged a few dozen price predictions of renowned chartists. The median top prediction of these analysts, $245,000. Again, no guarantees, but I guess it goes to show that you should be prepared for any.
I would guess for like half of that. If they're going to say it's going to go that high, I would probably say about half of that. That's crazy though. Anyways, moving on to the recap segment of things. If anybody's just joining, Bitcoin, look at that, over 62,000. Hell yeah. At least it raised a bit. That's nice. Perfect. Ethereum 34.67, looking pretty good. Caspa is still killing it, just under 18 cents. We're at 17.8. Crazy. Solana has officially been applied for an ETF with VanEck. $150. Solana is actually up 8.37%. Pretty awesome. Let's see, crypto bubbles. Anything changed? Boom 16.3%. Look at that. Looks like it had a boner candle. 96 in the top 100 now. It's up to a penny. Nice. Maybe I can get out of that now. I bought that because of crypto KJ. Bastard. I've been stuck in it for weeks. All right, flashbang. Fear and greed index 40. We're at a 40. Not too bad. Could be worse, but this is a good base. Hopefully things kind of flatten out at this point. Real quick, let's see, what are you guys saying in the chat? Somebody's saying things about Texas governor is raising concerns of crypto mining and AI due to the power grid needing expansion. Really interesting. Very interesting. 50% being consumed by data centers and crypto mining. Texas might be in trouble coming heat waves. It's like the wild west here. Damn. South Texas Hunter, that's rough. That's rough, man. It's gotta be hard mining down there. It really does, but I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much gonna do it. I have a lot of stuff to do today, and it is 10:30. It went ridiculously long. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a safe and happy Thursday. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We're gonna go raid Miss Randy Hipper. I don't even know if she's still gonna be live, but hopefully she is. And you guys go over there, at least hit the like button for her and say hello. I will catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great and happy day. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.
If she don't talk to her, we don't talk to her.